Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for inviting me along to give a talk this afternoon. I'll go really quick. I know we're at the end of the day. The initiative to have volunteer regional fundraising organisers around the country started because last year our wonderful fundraising coordinator decided that she couldn't carry on the role for various reasons. And we also wanted to not just replace her, but take fundraising forward. We rely quite heavily on fundraising at MPN Voice. So we had to kind of think about what we could do. Do we just take on one more person to take over from Marilyn? Do we take on a few people? How would we go about it? So my initiative that I put to the rest of the committee, the guys at MPN Voice, was that we split the country up into regions and have a person in each region. It would not only then take fundraising to a wider scope, which would help us, but also make our patients and our fundraisers and our donors more inclusive. Instead of just everybody saying, oh, the fundraising events just take place in London, I can't get there, I live in Scotland, I live in Wales, whatever, it's always in London. It isn't. We do have things going on outside of London, but we wanted to include everybody. We wanted to make them aware that they are just as important. So, you know, an abseil or a marathon is fantastic. Yes, it raises thousands, but somebody doing a cake sale, even if they only raise £20 for us, that £20 goes an awfully long way. So we thought, well, you know, if we can do that, also get people on the ground in the regions, they would be encouraging people locally to get involved. Local people have local knowledge of what's going on, so they know if there's a sponsored ride or a walk around the duck pond or whatever, that they could encourage people to be involved in. They can start up events as well. So again, it was, you know, encouraging more people to be involved in fundraising and showing that, you know, little things can work. And it meant that the organiser then could go to the events and encourage the people. So they could go and flag wave and cheer them as they went over the finish line, or go to the afternoon tea party and, you know, fill up with cake. But to then represent MPN Voice to say, thank you very much, this is fantastic, you know, you're doing a brilliant job and you're helping us to carry on going, etc. So, you know, putting this together had sort of took quite a lot of thought, really. How would we do it? They have to be volunteers. We can't afford to pay people to do this. So it was a kind of, well, who are they? It was a challenge. Well, it's the people that support us. It's not just the people that fundraise for us, not just patients. It's their family members as well. Legal status. You know, are they covered by any sort of employment laws? In the UK, if you state on any sort of role description that there are a certain amount of hours, say 3 hours per week, that could lead to somebody having workers' rights. So obviously being a charitable and, you know, wanting them to be volunteers, you have to be very careful about that. So expenses, what do we include and exclude? Well, these people are doing us a favour by doing this job, and it's quite busy, there's quite a lot involved in it. So, you know, we can't expect them to cover their stationery, travel, etc., and all of that sort of thing. So we do pay that for them. Confidentiality. Now, that was another thing that we did have to seriously think about. We have asked our people that are organisers to sign a confidentiality agreement by the very fact that they are dealing with people's financial details, email addresses, home addresses, etc. So we do ask that they sign a confidentiality agreement and that they keep everything nice and safe, because we have to be able to tell everybody that we're representing that, yes, we do have ways and means of keeping all your information safe, etc. We also set up a role specification and application form, because by doing the role specification, it meant that people could go away, have a look at what they have to do to, take part as part of our team, and it then could help them with questions, etc. And we could see what they can do when they fill out the application form. We don't ask for any experience, we just ask for enthusiasm, because that's what we want, and we want to make fundraising fun for everybody. So we put that out, and where do we find our people? Well, we do lots of patients forums around the UK. So basically, a lot of it was by talking to people, explaining what we wanted, and then they would, come on board. We've now got most of the country covered, which is absolutely fantastic. And it's amazing the skills and knowledge that is out there of people. So, be they young or old, whatever, they can bring something new and make your organisation grow. They can enhance it so much. And the result of the initiative is that we now have 7 of these regional organisers in place. We've got most of the country covered. They are doing a fantastic job for us. They're not only doing their own events, they are finding events, they are encouraging people, and it has really made a difference to the way people outside of London feel about our fundraising. They now feel more included and really do now want to take part more to help us. So that's the result, that, it has made such a difference. We've made them feel more inclusive. They've got a better insight also into our organisation and the way it works and the way that we support people. So they are also spreading the word about us as well. So, there's a lot of skill and knowledge out there with volunteers. So encourage them to be part of your team in whatever capacity. This kind of thing would work for whatever. So, get them on board, get them knowing about your organisation, get them spreading the word about MPNs and the support that you can provide, because that's what it's all about. We've got to get out there and tell people what there is, where it is, how to get it, and that sort of thing. And that's it. I will now finish. Thank you very much.